As found in the research, interactive intervention, including parent coaching, will be really important for the successful implementation of a strong early intervention telepractice model. Let's take a deeper look into parent coaching, what it is, and how we can implement it online. As a starting point, it's helpful to think about parent coaching as the intersection between the child's interest, caregiver responsiveness, and everyday activities and opportunities. Just as you would in person, you'll build upon what interests the child using opportunities existing in their everyday environment or activities that are readily available to them, and then the parent's own responses to help guide the family in creating communication opportunities, modeling communication, and responding to those attempts at communication. The emphasis on everyday activities is so important because we want the family to continue practice when we're not there, and to give the child opportunities with familiar, readily available activities that lend themselves to more practice. One helpful acronym for designing parent coaching is the POWER method. In this, you will prepare a developmentally appropriate activity, so P for prepare, and preferably this will be with the help of the family in some capacity. You may design a book reading activity with a book that you hold, or a pretend play game with a doll baby that each of you has. Next, you'll offer the child opportunities for communication, or in the case of feeding therapy, a chance to explore and eat developmentally appropriate foods. This could look like doing something wrong and waiting for the child to comment on it, leaving something out of reach to prompt for labeling and requesting, or simply pausing an activity before the child indicates continuation or discontinuation. Then you wait for the child to attempt communication. This time element is crucial so that we allow the children time to process our prompts and then answer for themselves versus family members simply intuiting what the child's needs are and acting on it before they even say anything. Finally, respond to the child's communication appropriately. As with AAC, it's important to honor the communication attempt as heard, even if it may not be exactly what you expected them to say. For example, if a child responds to you doing something backward with laughter instead of the anticipated no, praise the laughter and join in. You can always prompt for no in other ways during later trials. For example, you might send the family a Play-Doh smash mat to print out and then ask that they use their own Play-Doh as the reinforcer. As we saw in the video of the early intervention session, the therapist asked the parent to bring not only Play-Doh, but a cookie cutter to set up additional opportunities for joint attention, language, and pretend play. Additionally, you can use your own physical materials by holding them up to the webcam or your document camera. So a great example of this is having a little puppet show on your end or holding up a book while directing the parent to elicit targets from the child. We also saw this in the video where the therapist brought in a preferred book with relevant vocabulary that they'd seen before and then tied that into the Play-Doh activity. So what online materials are actually useful for the early intervention population? As we mentioned, YouTube videos are great for singing songs, learning new concepts, and even playing games like following directions. You may also check out abcia.com, which has tons of preschool games for language, math, and cognition. Similarly, PBS Kids Games has a huge trove of fun character games that are organized by the concept being taught. And for early learners just beginning to use computers, Owliboo and Happy Clicks are nice websites for teaching cause and effect, basic computer skills, and early cognition. So it's not to say that the kids need to be interacting with the computer, using the mouse, using the keyboard. You can just use it as a material to get the targets that you would anyway. If you do want to start to get them engaging with the computer, if they're a little bit older, or they have access maybe to like a touch screen monitor, or they're using an iPad, another nice site is Owliboo. And it's really teaching like very basic computer skills and some cause and effect and beginning cognition. So these games here are all about pressing a key. There's something that happens when you press a key. Something happens when you move the mouse. And then you have even clicking and dragging, which is a really useful skill for later telepractice when the kids are a little older. So just to show you, here's a cute press the key. I'm just going to press the space bar, and the dog barks. So great cause and effect there. Think of all the continuation, discontinuation you could do with that.